Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to talk some more about polygons. If you have any questions from yesterday, please make sure that you either write them down on the Google Doc or that you attend the Open Google Meet, one of the Open Google Meets. So first, to get started, we're going to talk about polygons that are called regular polygons. So in a regular polygon, all side lengths are congruent to each other, and all interior angles are congruent to each other. So it's kind of like a square, right? In a square, you have four sides, and all four sides are equal. Also, all four angles are equal. They're all 90 degrees. So this just goes to other shapes as well, like a triangle. Like you've probably heard of a triangle that has three equal sides and three equal angles. It's called an equilateral triangle. So that would be a regular polygon. A square is a regular polygon. So any shape that has every single side length exactly the same and every single angle measure exactly the same is known to be a regular polygon. So we can use this fact of a shape being a regular polygon to find what interior angle measures are. Because as what we learned yesterday, if we know the number of sides a shape has, we can find out the sum of all the interior angles. Well, if they're all the same, each one, you can just divide by how many there are, and then you know how much each individual angle the degree measure is. So an example to that is this question down here. It says find the measure of each interior angle of a regular pentagon. Okay, so for this you might need to know some names of some polygons. On the next slide, you'll see that I put a bunch of them on there. So if you need to refer to that, please do so. But if I was going to look at a pentagon has 5 sides. So it looks like this. That's a pentagon. Now what they're saying is that it's a regular pentagon. So each one of these angles is exactly the same. So the first thing I need to do is I need to find out, well, what is the sum of all the interior angles? So I know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. And our formula is 5 minus 2 times 180. You also might just remember and say, we did this one yesterday, and I know that that would be 540. Now, all 4 of them together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 angles together add up to 540 degrees. So if we want to find out what one of those angles are, we need to divide 540 by 5. Since they're all the same, that's why this works. So if I do that, I would get 108 degrees. So the measure of each interior angle of the regular pentagon is 108 degrees. So if you look at this next slide, you'll see that I put down first up to 10 sides of two-dimensional shapes. So triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, and a decagon. So if you see any of these words and they don't give you a picture, this is the amount of side lengths that they're talking about. Okay. If usually it gets more than 10, if they get bigger numbers, you'll see the next problem. They just call it like a 15agon or something like that. So for here it says find the measure of each interior angle of the regular polygon. So if you could pause your screen, try these out. If you're not completely sure, watch me do number 6 and then pause the screen and try 7 and 8. When you're all ready, press play and watch the answers come up on the screen. So an octagon has 8 sides, so to find the sum of the interior angles, we will do 8 minus 2 times 180, which will give us 6 times 180, which is 1080. So all of the angles added together of an octagon add up to 1080. Well, if each angle is exactly the same, and there's 8 angles, because there's the same amount of angles as there are sides, we would divide 1080 by 8. And when we divide 1080 by 8, we get 135 degrees. A decagon, so that might be one that you're not sure about. So again, just refer back to here. Decagon, where's that? That would be 10 sides. So a decagon has 10 sides. So we're going to do 10 minus 2 times 180. which is 8 times 180, which is 1440. So since there's 10 side lengths, it means there's also 10 angle measures. So if we divide 1440 by 10, well, that would just cancel out the zeros and you'd have 144 degrees. An 18-agon, so we just know it's going to be 18 minus 2 times 180. So that would be 16 times 180, which is 2,880. And we're going to divide that by the number of sides, which is 18. And we get 160 degrees. So that is how we do 6, 7, and 8. Moving on to the next part of this section, we're going to talk about how exterior angle measures of polygons. So this is one of those things where it kind of sounds confusing at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. So the sum of the measures of the exterior angles of any convex polygon, they call it, so this would be a convex polygon, is 360 degrees. Meaning, whether the shape has 4, 5, 6 sides, 20 sides, 15 sides, 1,000 sides, if you added up all the exterior angles, it would add up to 360 degrees. So for any of these problems, basically what you're going to do is you're going to take each one of the exterior angles, you're going to add them all up and put them all equal to 360. And then you're just creating an equation that you're going to solve for that variable. Now, so you got to watch out for the wording. Sometimes they want the measure of the variable, sometimes they want the measure of the angle. So you have to watch out for what the question's asking you and make sure that you're answering it properly. So it says find the measures of the exterior angles of each polygon. It doesn't matter how many sides this polygon has. It doesn't matter. 4 or 5, it doesn't matter. It has 4, but that's okay. It could have more. That's fine. The outside angles are going to add up to 360. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add up the 4 angles that they give me. I have 91 plus 127 plus 50 equals 268. So I just did 91 plus 127 plus 50 equals 268 plus x. So I just have 268 plus x equals 360. The reason it's 360 is because if you went and drew a line around here that went all the way around, this isn't going to be a very nice circle, but you can see that it would be a circle. So circles have 360 degree measures, so that is why the outsides of any shape always add up to 360 degrees. If again you're confused about how I got 268, I just did 91 plus 127 plus 50, that gave me 268, then added x, and I get 268 plus x equals 360. Now to finish this off, I just subtract 268 from both sides to isolate the x value, and I would get x equals 92 degrees. So the question says find the measures of the exterior angles of the polygon. So they already give you these 3, and the fourth one is just x, so this one is just 92 degrees. If it was like 2x or something, then I'd have to multiply it by 2, but it's just x, so I've already found the exterior angle by following what x is. For this problem here, I know that I have 124, I have z, and I have z plus 26. So if I add those all together, I get 124 plus z plus 26. What is that going to add up to? Well, it's any shape with any number of sides. You add up all the exterior angles, it equals 360 degrees. So I combine my like terms. 124 and 26 makes 150. Z plus Z is 2Z. Put that right equal to 360. So if I subtract 150 from both sides, I get 2Z equals 110. I divide both sides by 2, I get Z equals 55. So in this case, that's not my final answer though. Now, 55 degrees is the measure of this angle. But this angle here is 55 plus 26, which would be 81. So make sure you are following the directions. If it says find the measure of the exterior angles of each polygon, find the measures of the exterior angles. You got to plug the variable back in. If it's just the variable, then you have your answer. If it's something else, you got to plug it in and figure out what you get. So this last problem, I want you to try to figure this out on your own. So press the pause button. When you're ready, press play, and you'll see the answer come up on the screen. All right. So how many angles do we have here? Again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. Does it matter how many angles we have to find out what the sum is? Well, the only thing it matters for is so we know how many we should be adding. But remember, all the angles added up should form a circle. So it's equal to 360 degrees. No matter how many sides it has, 360 degrees is the sum of all the exterior angle measures. So the exterior angle measures 90, 90, and 90. So 90 plus 90 plus 90 is 270. Then I have x and I have x. X plus x is 2x. So how did I find 270? I added 1, 2, 3 90-degree measures. So 3 times 90 is 270. Or you could have done 90 plus 90 plus 90 is 270. Then I have x plus x, which gives me 2x. Now to solve, two-step equation, I'll subtract 270 from both sides. 2x equals 90. And x equals 45. It says find the measure of the exterior angles of the polygon, but the only unknowns are x and x, so I would just say that it's 45 and 45. Alright, so that is the lesson for today. Please, ask any questions that you might have on the Google Doc or come visit us at one of the open meets today. Otherwise, just do the big ideas problems, and if you're all done, have a great weekend. If you have any work that you need to make up, please do that, and just email me when you do so I can give you credit. All right, have a good day, guys.